Part 8 of fact-checking Robert F. Kennedy Jr. from the presidential debate. And if you've been following my office saga, yeah, I thought this wall was going to be done today, but the wrong color hexagons came in. So this one-day project is turning out to be like a 3-week project. But moving on. So this one is all about NATO, so I'm going to roll the clip and fact-check at the end.
I think that
you've got 2 minutes for what you do with it.
NATO, when NATO was created, it was a bulwark against Soviet expansion. President Eisenhower said in 1959, if we do our job with NATO, it will be gone in 10 years. And NATO has now become an instrument for the neocon ideology, which is the ideology that is bankrupting our country. It's bankrupt. We have a huge military budget. We have double the military budget that we had in real dollars than at the height of the Cold War. That money is not being used for self-defense. That money is being used for world domination and to make America the policeman of the world. NATO is the instrument of that. I'm not going to abolish NATO. I'm going to change the function of NATO so that it becomes an instrument of peace and not an instrument of U.S. global domination abroad.
So I only really picked out 2 claims from that clip. A lot of it is like his own personal opinion or his policy, which we're going to see more and more of that as we go. But here's claim number 1. He said, President Eisenhower said in 1959, if we do our job with NATO, it will be gone in 10 years. This is almost true. He just got the date wrong. He said 1959. It was actually 1951. And since he got the date wrong, he actually wasn't president at the time, but he was commander of NATO. And this is what he wrote. He said, if in 10 years all American troops stationed in Europe for national defense purposes have not been returned to the United States, then this whole project, referring to NATO, will have failed. And here's a bonus fun fact, because I love giving you those. In 1961, in his farewell address, he did say, quote, in the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. And claim number 2, Kennedy said, we have doubled the military budget that we had in real dollars than at the height of the Cold War. And it's not double, but it's close. Like, we all get what he's trying to say. But in 2023, the U.S. military budget was $851 billion. If you convert 1962 dollars, which I think is the height of the Cold War, that is kind of debatable, but that's kind of what the majority kind of says. You convert that money into today's dollars with inflation, it would be $513 billion today. So not technically double, but most people would just say, yeah, it's double. That's what I have for you for this segment. From here, I believe he actually goes through more of his policies, his opinions, what he's actually going to do in office. So it will be a little bit less fact-checking. Like today was only 2 claims, but previous videos were 4 or 5. So you can expect these videos to be a little bit more short and sweet. But as always, let me know your thoughts and make sure you're following me for more.